So, in another video I posted recently, I started talking about my awakening kind of build-up, which actually really cranked into gear at a nudist beach in 2017. And so here I am back at the nudist beach. So I'll try to link to that other video so you can hear the start of this story if you want to. But basically, like, I've been dumped and I'm, for the first time in my life, I'm fully experiencing and falling through the agony of all the emotions this is bringing up. And after a incredibly agonizing 45 minutes on the couch, just surrendering again and again and again, suddenly there's peace. And in the peace, there's an impulse to go to the nudist beach. A nudist beach. I'd never been to one before. It was so random, the day after breaking up, to be having this pull. But because I was experiencing this peace, I thought, I'm just going to follow this. So off I went to this nudist beach, and as somebody with a lot of body image issues over the years, it was a very counterintuitive place for me to go the day after being dumped. But it was a beautiful day, and there was a sense of being pulled there. And I arrive at the nudist beach, and the confronting moment of taking my clothes off, revealing myself as I thought myself to be at the time, very identified with the body. And I did it, and I ran down the beach and ran into the ocean and had probably one of the first clear experiences of union with life. Still a me experiencing union, but nevertheless a very powerful moment of just the intense joy of being one with the ocean. And it was so it was such incredible contrast relative to what my mind said should be happening in that moment. It was like my identity could not encompass the moment. So it was like a glitch in the matrix, a glitch in the self. And so so I spent the day at the nudist beach in this preposterous state of joy and happiness when I should be, having a meltdown. And I'm on my way home, driving along the freeway, and suddenly it occurs to me I should go to live in Bali for 3 months. And immediately the mind started coming up with reasons why there's no way I could do that. And I thought, okay, well, something weird is happening here. I've just been at a nudist beach. Now I'm being sort of told to go to Bali. All right, universe, if this is you talking to me somehow, please can you just give me a sign? And right then I looked up to the side of the freeway, and there's a massive office building, and emblazoned in huge letters on the side of the building is one word: ego. E-G-O. And I just burst out laughing, because it occurred to me, the only reason you're not going to do this, go to Bali, is because of your ego. And so I carried on my journey home with this absolute electric excitement. And then I got home, opened up the computer, had flights to Bali ready to book, and I was just like, oh God, I'm really sorry, universe. Like, if you could just give me another sign. I'm sorry, rookie here, but can you give me another sign? And and I look over on the side of the desk, there's this hand cream, and somehow the logo on it catches my eye, the logo of the manufacturer, and the manufacturer is E-G-O, ego. And immediately I hit book on these flights to Bali, because I was like, fucking hell, the universe is literally not being subtle at all. It's like, we've got a naive one here, let's really spell it out for him. So the universe spelled it out for me. I went to Bali, and promptly had a breakdown after about 3 days there. I'm like, I've just been dumped. I'm on this island. I don't know anyone. I've basically got no money. And what the fuck am I doing here? And and let's just say the island of Bali was a wonderful teacher, because later on I would realize that the God that I'd been searching for was actually myself. That's what I am and what you are and the whole universe is. But at that time, what emerged out of the grieving that happened in Bali, that then again turned into this improbable peace and joy, which happened a few times and put a further kind of wedge into the believability, really, of the conventional self. After those oscillations happened back and forth into the pain of this grieving self and back out into this improbable joy, it occurred to me that I wanted to get into an intimate relationship with God. I was like, well, I've chased people, romantic partners, all this time. I've been dumped twice in the last 5 years. So maybe I should get into an intimate relationship with God instead. And that's really what I did in Bali. And little did I know that God would chew me up and spit me out. But, you know, funnily enough, Bali is known as the Isle of the Gods. And yeah, she sure delivered. And so the culmination of this story is just a bizarre chain of events. So I'm still in Bali, and I suddenly get this text message from the person who dumped me saying, you know, you mentioned you were spending time in Bali. Do you have any suggestions about places to go? Because I'm going there in a few weeks. And I said, well, I'm actually there right now. When are you coming? And turned out I would be there when he was coming. And he goes, can we have a chat on the phone? And so we had a call. And he goes, do you want to give it another try? And he told me his story of grief and how that went. And so I said yes. And that man is my husband today. And I don't think, who knows, but I don't think that would have happened if I hadn't have been to a nudist beach, if I hadn't have seen the ego sign on the building and then on the hand cream, if I hadn't have gone to Bali to get into an intimate relationship with God, and then had this call with him, where we get back together, and we now have 3 children, been together, gosh, 2014, 11 years, and you know, I'd love to say it was a fairy tale after that. It sure as hell wasn't, because after the awakening that followed about 2 years after getting back together, it became very apparent that the relationship was still very based on both of our trauma, which might be a topic for another video. But we have been gradually transforming our marriage. It has been transforming. This awakening has been like a fire burning through everything in my life, including through my marriage. And it's been very painful at times, but feels like we're getting into a good place now. Yeah, we'll see about that. But so that's the build up to awakening, which then happens about 2 years after I get back from Bali and resume this relationship. So I'll make another video about that one and link to it later. So here I am at the nudist beach, reconnecting with the experience of those times. And I've been working on the Buddhist model of fetters 4 and 5, Desire and Ill Will. Post awakening in 2019, there has still been a fair amount of desire and aversion, even without a self to whom they pertain. And so I've been working here on that, and it's been fucking incredible. And I just recorded another video which I'll link to, which basically explains some of the detailed inquiry I've been doing on desire and aversion today, that has been quite profound. So if you're interested, check that one out. So I'll give you a little glimpse of this beautiful beach. Hopefully there's no one completely naked right there. Look at that, a bit wonky. There we go, can turn it around. So beautiful. Summer here in Australia right now, just as we're coming into Christmas everywhere else. So I'm still learning how to use this camera. I'm trying not to display my penis to you. Oops. Okay, I think I managed that. So bye for now. See you in the next video.